Good morning, class 6, and a very, very warm
Good morning,
welcome to your first class of 2022. And wishing everyone a very happy new year. Very, very happy new year. And I must say that, this is one thing that I was telling my class 7 also, that though you will see there are news going on everywhere that again the Omicron is there, again schools and colleges are closing, but I can only request you, don't lose hope. Let us of course be careful, but this of course we are staying at home for the last 2 years. Many of us are now feeling that yes, it's been too long, what is happening. Many of us might feel a little negative, so try to do things that gives you happiness, of course along with your studies, and don't bring any kind of negative thoughts in your mind that, oh, what is going to happen, when will we go back to school, this is not right. Okay, so stay positive, stay healthy, do things that will help you get strength physically also, and keep keep you healthy and strong. And yes, few days back you started class 6. Now just 2 more months left for class 7. By February, all your tests and assessments and everything for class 6 will be more or less wrapped up. So, all of you ready to, give the last 2 months your best shot?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Good.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Enjoy our most of class 6 now.
ah,
Every minute counts.
every minute counts. Yes, these 2 months you will be grueled a little bit of grueling with your topics and tests. There will be projects, tests, orals, maybe many things will be going on.
But ma'am, there in the end of the session we have fun activities also.
End session, you definitely in March you will have fun activities, and we also want you all to get prepared for class 7 and the next level. Till class 6 we still think that you people are a little small. Now we will treat you a little bit like grown ups. And had it been if you had school, so class 7 onwards you have exams and all. Let's see what happens next year. Hope, I mean this year towards the middle and all, if you people can come to school. But we will learn new things as well, so let us try to look into the positive side and think that we will get to learn new things. The learning will not stop, and we are going to begin history with the post-Mauryan period. What happened in the post-Mauryan period? So
Golden Book Empire.
we will learn about the post-Mauryan period. My question is, so many of you have done the timeline? You people have learned the timeline.
Ayushman knew.
So who was the last ruler of the Mauryan dynasty?
Ashoka.
Srihadrata.
Maurya.
Srihadrata.
Hadrata.
Srihadrata Maurya.
Hadrata.
Srihadrata Maurya.
His name was
Hadrata
Srihadrata
Maurya.
Maurya.
Hadrata Maurya.
Absolutely. See, Ashoka was the last powerful ruler. After Ashoka, what happened was the next rulers, they were not so good enough to manage such a big kingdom. And what happened is, though the rulers, there were quite a few problems. Okay, so if you look into the problem areas that I was telling you last time, few problems were, firstly, since the kings turned into Buddhism and Jainism, they were a little more lenient. They couldn't go on attacking, and at that point of time, because these kings are following Buddhism and no war policy, it's not that other people will also follow the same. Yes, Athar, are you saying something? Hmm? Atharv, are you saying something? Okay, so as I was saying, so there were of course, he followed Dhamma Vijaya, but he did not let the army vanish. He made sure that the army was there and there were punishments if somebody committed a crime. But slowly, the rulers, they were not able to manage such a big kingdom. And now let me share the study material. What happened was, the once mighty Mauryan Empire fell prey to outside invaders. Okay, right now, once again, from the westerns, can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So from the western side of India, what happened was, Greeks and all, they started invading India. They started coming into India and mixed with the Indian culture. You already know that when Alexander invaded, he paved the path. He showed that from the west, how they can come to the east. So the path was already known. They already knew what was the way that, yes, India could be reached. So many invaders started once again coming to India. And with their coming to India, new kingdoms, absolutely new kingdoms, which were basically mixed cultures. They were a mixture of the old Indian tradition as well as their new tradition, which they brought along with them. So new kingdoms came up on the northern and western part of India. Two very important of these kingdoms, one was the Sakas and another was the Kushanas. The Sakas and the Kushanas. These two dynasties, these two kingdoms became very, very powerful in the post-Mauryan, means after the decline of the Mauryas, these two kingdoms became very, very powerful. How many of you remember studying almanac? You all studied?
Almanac?
Yeah.
Ma'am, we did not study
Calendar.
this.
Oh, you all did not
We did.
study this? Calendars
No,
and
ma'am.
dates.
Not really.
We did study.
I have heard of it. but not studied.
Can you repeat? What did you said?
How many of
Can you
you,
repeat?
almanac means different types of dates, the calendars and all. How many of you know about, we all know about it. Let's see, how many of you know about the Saka calendar?
Oh,
I know. Saka calendar, I know.
We have learned, I forgot.
Now you
Ma'am, we learned, but I forgot.
Class 4.
What did
Saka
we
calendar.
In class 3.
You all studied.
Class
This is
2.
what I
We have
Four or
learned
three.
about that, but I totally
In
forgot.
class 3.
Oh,
We also
learned it in
have
class
it.
3.
quite a few
We
raising
learned
their
in
hands.
class 4.
Three
We
or
learned
two.
Saka
That is what I
calendar
was-
and Georgian calendar.
The yes.
Gregorian
Yes.
calendar.
Gregorian calendar.
Saka calendar.
Mega ma'am told about that.
Really, I think I
One
completely
difference
forgot about
is,
that.
one is based on the movement of the path of the moon and another one is based on the path of the sun. This new year that we are celebrating,
And solar year and lunar year.
the solar year and the lunar year. Can anyone tell me that, this new year, this is based on which calendar? Which calendar is this new year?
Gregorian
Gregorian
calendar.
Gregorian calendar.
Please explain this
Isn't that the one
calendar
in
part once
Gregorian?
more. We have forgot. Ma'am, can you tell
It's
that
Gregorian
calendar part once more? We have forgot. Means I have forgot.
I was telling you people have heard the name Sakas, but we don't relate it with the kingdom that way. So Gregorian almanac basically means different way of calculating date and time. Okay, there are different ways of calculating date and time. So here we follow two types. One is the Gregorian and another is the Saka calendar. So Saka calendar is an older one, which Indians used to follow from ancient time. It was mainly based on the path of the moon. You know that the heavenly bodies, there are two types of movements. One is rotation and another one is
Revolution.
very, very good.
Earth rotates and the earth revolution.
Just like the earth rotates and the earth revolutes, the moon also rotates and the moon also revolutes. The moon has its
Yes,
own
ma'am.
rotation and revolution, as well as the earth has its own rotation and revolution. Earth rotates around the sun, moon rotates around the earth. So based on the different phases of the moon, starting from new moon to full moon and full moon to new moon. So the calendar, you know, earlier there were calendars made, and now we have later on the Gregorian calendar was introduced. Gregorian calendar is based on the path of the sun. That is how the earth is moving around the sun. Okay, that the winter season, summer season, Earth's revolution, based on that, the Gregorian calendar was that. But Indians have been using the Saka calendar for a very, very long time. Do you remember the months based on Saka calendar?
No, I completely forgot.
Ma'am, yeah,
Falgun.
I know the month.
Falgun,
Ma'am, I know the month.
first month.
Oh,
Things
who
like
knows?
this.
Who is this one? Who said I know?
Ma'am, I know a few means like Boishak, Shravan, Choitra and all.
Falgun.
I'm Shrabon,
I'm
Falgun.
Anirudh.
Oh.
And I am Anirudh.
Yes,
Very
wait.
good.
That one. Acha.
Yes, ma'am.
Shravan,
Chak,
Poush,
Bhadra,
Magh,
Poush Magh. I remember.
Bhadra, Ashwin.
Yes,
Falgun,
And all.
Chaitra.
we use these months. So, according to the Saka
Ma'am,
calendar,
Bengali month.
we celebrate New Year in the month of April. Poila
And
Boishakh.
Pochisha Boishak. And Pochisha Boishakh.
Poila
Yes,
Boishakh.
ma'am.
Paila Boishakh.
Isha Boishakh is
Poila
Rabindranath Tagore's
Tagore.
birthday.
Who were the Indo-Parthians?
The Indo, see, basically, when the Mauryan Empire became weak, the Mauryans were they were turning weak. Now, from Central Asia, from the middle part of Asia, different tribes started coming to India. One big reason why India was always a very what should I say? Something that
Something's
attracted
new.
foreign travelers, because India has a monsoon type of climate, and India's climate has always favored good growth of agricultural crops. Plus, India has many rivers and rich fertile soil. Unlike, you will see, Central Asia and areas in Central Asia, these areas are very dry. These dry areas, people used to, hence they used to travel towards the Indian side. So such an Central Asian tribes, when they came to India, they settled down. So Indian culture and their culture mixed, and it was one such new kingdom, the Indo-Parthians started. Understood? They all came to India from the western side. Let me see if there is a map I have given. No, here the map is not there. Okay, wait. Let me show you all. 1 minute. Let me go to Google.
I'm not Google, Googly Bob.
Oh, Google. In my class, Aronil will say, Google Baba knows everything.
No, I said Googly.
Oh, hi, yes, I know Arun Dada. I know Arun
Ah.
Dada.
I
I
also
also
know.
know.
Yes, ma'am, he was very
I know.
talkative in the cricket class also.
Cricket class. ma'am.
Kushana Empire map. Yes.
Who is he?
He will go on saying you many things. Yes. You can see. Oh, this map is too small. Oh my God. Why can't this map be a little bit bigger? Okay.
And
You
go to
could
Googly
move
Bob
it
and
to a
ask.
new tab.
Here you go. This is a bigger one.
Yes,
will
ma'am, and
see
then
that
you can see.
the Kushanas were mainly occupying the northern part of India.
No,
while
why
the
did no one occupy the southern part? Everyone
Yes,
northwest
yes.
and north.
Because fertile soil was found in the northern part only. And fertile soil was there only near the foothills of Himalaya. Of Ganga and
Ma'am,
Ganga.
south was
Now, who
also
is
fertile.
Scythian? Who are Scythians?
Wait.
The
The Dravidians, the southern part, of course, of India had been invaded. Like even Ashoka and all, they only expanded their empire to the south. But since most of them, when they came to India, when they came to India, they are coming from the western side. Okay, this map is extremely small. I don't know if it can be increased a little bit in size. No, this went.
Ma'am, and in northern India, the fertile soil could be found near the foothills of Himalaya because of Ganga.
Not only foothills of Himalayas, in the northern part of India, the Indo-Gangetic part. The
Yes, seven rivers.
Because of the rigidity also.
Rivers, I can understand. Now, see, they are all coming to India from the western side. If you look, this western side, when they come, they immediately find the Sapta Sindhu and these areas. Hence, they try to settle down in these regions. And when they are settling down later on, of many kingdoms, they spread. Okay, they will spread to the south later on. But Saka was one empire that was there in the south. So Kushana is here. Let me see if I can find the Saka map, Saka empire map for you.
Ma'am, who are the Scythians? There is the Indo-Scythians.
Indo-Scythians, that is what I was saying. So these are Central Asian tribes who came to the western side of India, and on the western side of India, wait, let's see. On the western side of India, many new small empires, new empires. Now you will see the word Indo and another new word attached to it, because these are mixed cultures. None of them are purely Indian, because Indian culture got mixed with these races. Hence, these type of new kingdoms, they came up during the post-Mauryan period. Okay, now in Kushana and Saka empire's time, what happened was, yes, these two were the most powerful of the kingdoms. Okay, two most powerful, mainly Kushana empire under a particular king whose name was Kanishka. Okay,
Ma'am, there is a boy called Kanishka in school.
yes, in class.
Ma'am, in the Mauryan Empire,
Yes, ma'am, I know him. He also is in cricket.
in the Gandhar art, it was written about it in the Mauryan Empire study material.
In the Mauryan Empire
The
study
picture.
material, Gandhara art
About
absolutely-
Kushana.
And he himself was a backer of art and architecture. So Gandhara school of art flourished during his reign.
During Kanishka's reign, Gandhara school of art definitely flourished, as well as you will see till again in his reign, during the reign of King Kanishka, what happened was something very interesting. That is, again, Buddhism and Jainism became into the forefront. So during his reign, King Kanishka had organized a very big Buddhist council, a meeting. Okay, he had called Buddhists from different parts of the world, and all those who followed Buddhism, all those places, all the learned Buddhist scholars and all, he had invited Buddhist monks to his court to discuss on Buddhism and all. So these people came to King Kanishka's court, and there was a huge Buddhist council that he had organized. And in this Buddhist council, there was a dispute. Some had a different view. Some had a different view. Some said no, Buddhism, Buddha was an incarnation of God. Some said no, Buddha was a normal human being who had attained great levels of, through yoga and through meditation, he had achieved great spiritual levels through this, but he was a simple human being. Some believed he was God, some believed no, he was not a god. Hence, it was during Kanishka's reign, this Kanishka's council that happened, that Buddhism split into the two parts. What are the two sects of Buddhism?
History takes part to remove different religions and take up different religions.
See, what happens in history is very simple. When the real person is there, the teachings may be something. But later on, people go on complicating things. There are different views. There are just like Hinduism. It had a very simple meaning in the past based on nature. But with time, people made it complicated. Same here. Buddhism also, Mahayana and Hinayana Buddhists, they started having the two different views. One started saying that Buddha is nothing but a god, just like our Hindu god Vishnu. Do you know about the avatars of Vishnu?
No, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Vishnu has many avatars,
Ma'am.
and Vishnu
Yes,
is
ma'am.
born.
Ma'am,
You tell one,
Jagannath,
I will.
Yes.
Ma'am, mainly tell.
Ma'am,
Krishna,
Ma'am, Krishna, ma'am.
Avatar, Narsingh Avatar.
Yes,
Ram
yes,
Avatar.
exactly. Ram, Krishna,
Ma'am,
Ram
all
Avatar.
Oh, those.
those avatars that they have.
Ma'am,
Absolutely.
Varaha.
Just like that, they believe that Buddha also has many avatars. Okay, but wait, King Kanishka. So that was something, and another said that no, Buddha was a simple man who had achieved great spiritual knowledge, and hence he had become such a huge teacher. You know, he had become such a great teacher of the world. He had achieved it through yoga, through meditation. Hence, there were difference in views. Now it's his followers who are fighting, who are having difference in opinions, and Buddhism got split into two sects. One believer of him as God, one believer of him as a human, just like you and me. So you see, it was during Kanishka's reign. And do you know what happened during Kanishka's reign? In India, the use of real gold coins started. During King Kanishka's reign, India was quite prosperous, and during Kanishka's
From that only started gold coin.
you will find real gold coins with his pictures and all, with the king's name and pictures being there. So real gold coins were there in the market, which shows that India was quite prosperous in terms of metals during that point of time. You know,
may I ask you something?
I mean, it's
Yes,
really
please.
fascinating that different kings get crowned and they take up different religions. Just a few years ago, there was Buddhism in Mauryan Empire, and then it changed to Hinduism in Shunga Empire, and then after a few years, it became Buddhism in Kanishka's reign.
Kanishka was, yes, because earlier it was,
Everything changes.
the one who is sitting on the throne, he has the main power. And the royal family used to control everything. Yes, who was the other one who wanted to ask something? Please tell your name.
Ma'am, Aniron.
Yes, Aniron, please.
Ma'am, you just now said that some people believe that means Buddha was a god, and some people believe that Buddha was a normal human being. What do you believe in?
What do I believe in? See, this is something that, I don't have any opinion about. Because I really don't know what to say related to this. I definitely believe that these people who were born, they achieved great, they were not like, even if they were humans, they were not just like me and you. Like in our culture, when we talk about Sri Ramakrishna, okay, people believe that Sri Ramakrishna did miracles. Okay, then we have Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They actually did so many miracles, right? But were they not really humans? Were they not someone like me and you who were not, but they achieved great things in life because through different ways. They definitely had some special blessing or some special power maybe. So it's very, very difficult to have an opinion on this. I really don't know what to say or which one
Nice
to.
question.
Like for mythology, we can really say that, when we talk about mythological characters and all, so yes, those are gods and all like we believe. But for these people have really been there. They are real people.
Ma'am, real power.
Mythology, Krishna.
And when people say
that's a different thing.
after he meditated, there was lotuses.
There are many stories. So, the power.
So was it also real?
I don't know. This is the thing. How much science is involved in it? how much of mental power is involved in it. So it's very difficult to say. But I do believe that they had some kind of special energy, some kind of special power was there in them, which helped them heal many. You know, they had achieved it through a lot of sacrifice, a lot of self, what should I say, control, meditation, yoga. Yoga has, the secrets of yoga are yet unknown to many of us. I am not saying you need to do puja in front of a god day in and day out to become like that. But, you know, I do believe that, yes, there is some kind of cosmic energy that sometimes guides us. Let's see. This is a very controversial thing to comment on. Okay.
Excuse
So,
me, ma'am. I have a
yes.
question.
Tell.
Ma'am, which sect believed in what? Which believed that Buddha was God, was a god? and which believed that
Mahayana believed that, and Hinayana was in the favor that he was a human being. Okay, he was he was born as a human. Of course, he was a human being who had achieved great things in life, because, you know, he had done spiritual, because of his sacrifices, his spiritual powers had increased with meditation, with sacrifice, with yoga that he used to do. So that was it. So Hinayana was there, and Mahayana.
Then Mahayana is the greatest sect we read.
The greater, yes.
And there are greater number of believers that Buddha is
And
the
greater
god.
way.
the greater vehicle and the
vehicle and lesser
Wow.
vehicle.
lesser vehicle. You will also
Yes,
find
ma'am.
Mahayana.
Mahana was the greater vehicle and Hinayana was the lesser vehicle.
Hinayana was a lesser vehicle. Also, you will find, because of this, the kind of Buddhist, they build Buddhist statues and the Buddhist things that they used to build. There is a difference in their architecture also. That difference I don't remember right now, but there is a small difference in how they build it. So there is a small difference in their architecture also that you will find. Okay. Anyway, now the King Kanishka was one of the greatest kings who ruled India during the post-Mauryan period. I'll show you one video next class. Do remind me of that. And during King Kanishka's reign, India was doing well in terms of trade, in terms of economic condition was good, and the Kushana Empire was also flourishing. And during this time again, of course, the Gandhara school of art was a flourishing school of art, like you already know, okay, which was a mixture of Roman style, a little bit of Greek style. You know, it was a mixture of these things with the Indian style, because the Greeks had already invaded India by then. Along with that, you will find another new type of art that came up in India, which was known as the Mathura school of art. Yes, the Mathura school of art. It was much more purer in form, purer in style compared to the Gandhara. Gandhara school of art took inspiration from the Greek culture a lot, but the Mathura school of art, now school of art means the way the sculptures were made. You know, the sculptures, the postures of Buddha, mainly they used to build Buddha statues, Buddha's different meditation posture, the way they showed the figures of Buddha, there was a difference. So with Gandhara school of art, another school of art that flourished was the Mathura school of art. And very, very interestingly, many people came to India. Like now, most of us Indians want to go outside to study, go here and there and study abroad and all. During that time, people from outside wanted to come to India to explore, because India was a place which was not only, of course, agriculture and everything was flourishing, but India was a place where, art, culture, literature, everything is flourishing. Yes, Shrihan?
Ma'am, did math and science also flourish?
Definitely. You will come to learn about it during the Gupta period. When we enter the Gupta period, you will learn about great
Many mathematicians were there.
scientists. Absolutely, great scientists.
Bhaskara 1,
A
Bhaskara 2,
scientist, mathematician.
Bhaskara 1, Bhaskara 2, there were many.
Yes. So do you know, we all know India is famous in the world for the contribution of which number?
Zero.
Zero.
Aryabhatta.
Absolutely. That zero was invented. It was during this time
Mama.
that zero was invented. So during
Aryabhatta.
golden Gupta age,
Ma'am, Aryabhatta invented it.
Aryabhatta invented it. Absolutely. So we got a glimpse of the post-Mauryan period. Again, tomorrow, I will tell you in detail about this part, and I'll try to show you one video. I'll also tell you what was happening a little bit in the southern part of India and show you some maps of South
And tell stories also.
Tell story. I'll have to find out some stories. How about you find out some interesting story and tell me in class tomorrow?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. That is a very good idea.
Ma'am, I am not the teacher. You are
Yes,
the
ma'am.
teacher.
Ujan
So
always tells stories in Bengali class. So tell one in history class also.
I am your stories. If you find out any interesting story on history, you are free to share in class. I would love to hear it.
Okay, I will see.
Okay, done. See you.
Bye, ma'am.
next
Sneha
time in
will also
class.
tell one.
Ma'am, we'll meet again
Bye,
at
ma'am.
1 p.m.
Sneha will also tell one.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am. See you at 1 p.m.
Yes.